Are you still clocking in and out, eating Mondays and leaving for weekends? Here is the brutal truth. You're not stuck. You're just making decisions that keep you exactly where you are. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Funmi Ajagbonna. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 4 major mistakes that keep people chained to jobs they secretly want to leave. Yeah, you heard me right. People really want to leave their jobs, but they don't know how to do it. And I'm going to be starting with this background information, and it's a major point. And it's about, whatever you want to do, any decision you want to take, you just have to do one thing, and that is being intentional. You need to be intentional for every decision you're taking, for every act you're going into, because there has to be a reason, the purpose for taking such decisions. You have to set every actions towards achieving a goal, and that's what we call being intentional. So you're not just doing any activity, or you're not just going for any action just because you feel, oh, it's just something that just comes by, or it's something you just came across and you feel you want to do it. You have to be intentional in everything you do. And now I'm going to be delving into these 4 major mistakes that people make that keep them trapped into 9-to-5 cycle. And the first point I'm going to be talking about today is comfort over courage. It's so sad when people feel, oh, I have a job and I'm comfortable, all because this job pays my bill. I tell you, what are people thinking about? I usually tell people, you come into this country and you begin to have this mindset that you came here just to pay bills. We see people that they're so happy and they feel so, fulfilled any month they're done paying their bills. You're not here to pay bills. You are more than that. You came here for dreams. Those dreams, you need to bring them up again. You need to make them, come again. They need to come to life again, and you need to start working on them. And what you're doing is that you're just choosing security over growth. And when you do this, you kind of feel it's safe. It is not safe. What you're doing for yourself is that you're just killing your momentum, because you feel you're in a safe place, because you're in your comfort zone. You need to step out of this comfort zone. You need to act. You need to remember what really brought you. What are your reasons? What is your reason why? And this is something we'll still be talking about. When you connect your why with your dreams or your success, we'll still talk in details about this. So what you're doing, at this time when you think, oh, I have a job paying my bills, all you're doing is surviving mode. You're just in a survival mode, and that is the most dangerous mode that you can decide to put yourself into. And I tell you what to do if I'm in your shoes, because I know I was once in these shoes, but I needed to act fast. I needed to invest time. I needed to invest my time into, coming up with a backup plan. Like, you need to think for yourself. What are your values? What are the things you like? What interests you? What other business or what other thing can you lay your hands on that will give you income by the side, and especially that will give you, passive income, that will give you multi-handed income? So you need to invest time into this. Don't just take the day as it comes. Don't just let it be like 9-to-5 cycle for you, and after the 9-to-5 you feel like, oh, you've done your best. No, you've not done your best. You need to take out time more to think about all the things, the backup plan. What else do you want to do? What else can you fall back on? This is the time to think. That is the first point. The second point, which is the second major mistake that people make, and which makes them get stuck with a 9-to-5 cycle, is that they underestimate passive income. It's so funny these days when you see people thinking passive income is a fantasy. Some people believe it's something that never exists. They believe, oh, when people talk about it, they're just trying to like sugarcoat things. They're just trying to make people feel like life could be easier. Life could definitely be easier. passive income is not and will never be a fantasy. People just don't believe this is real because they've never tried to build it seriously. They don't put in time to build it. Yes, they've heard about it, but they can't just take out time to take this more serious and build, something meaningful, build a meaningful business, build a meaningful passive income generating business for themselves. So now you need to set your priorities. You need to know what is right. You need to know that when you do your jobs, you're doing it is just a ladder. It's just a step you have to take into getting your own thing together. So this is something you need to do. Get out of the thinking, get out of that, thinking that makes you believe passive income is a fantasy. It is never a fantasy. And of course, the third major mistake that people make is that they keep waiting for the right time. And it's so sad when people tell you, oh, it's not the right time. Oh, now I'm busy. Oh, now I have too many things on my plate. Who told you that the right time will ever come? This is an environment, and especially the age groups that we are in, is a time that we are like, we get really busy. So that means there is never a time that you will have your plates clean. So you just have to set the priorities and begin what you have to begin, because the right time I tell you may never come. Now is the right time, because now that this opportunity has gotten to you, in whichever form or whichever way it's getting to you, is the best time to act. Acting just makes everything work for you. When you act based on maybe whatever dreams you have, or you act on whatever backup plan you have, then that is the best thing you have to do. So I tell you once again that now is just the right time for you to start. And I want you to think about something. How many times have you said to yourself, maybe next year will be better? How many times have you told yourself that, oh, next year is going to be better? How did that work? Some people say, okay, maybe 2 months time, maybe 4 months time. And how did it work? Did it actually get better? So this is something you need to think for yourself. Stop procrastinating. Just act now and start what you have to do. I tell you once again, now is the best time to begin. And another major point, which is the fourth point I'm going to be talking about today, is fear of failure. We see people, they are so afraid to fail. People feel, oh, they don't ever want to make a mistake. They are so afraid. They are thinking, oh, what if this does not work? Even the millionaires out there, they never knew it was going to work when they started. And who told you that it worked the moment they started? No. So, and I will tell you something today. If you're going to be successful in life, you need to have some failures, so that those failures and setbacks will be, the reason they will be the reason for you to learn new things. Those failures and setbacks, they teach you new skills. They make you learn from your mistakes, and you see the strengths, you see the weaknesses, and this will help you build, a better and more solid plan for success. So actually, failure and setbacks are necessary for you to be successful in life. So if I were you, and this is something I did, I forgot the fears. When I decided to resign my job, and I was like, okay, enough is enough. I just wanted to start my own thing. I forgot the fears. I was ready to go all in. I was more focused on, oh, people do this and they succeed. So I was more focused on that. I decided to not even think about my fears. And one thing people don't know is that all they have is just anxiety. Because when they say they have fear of failure, this fear they think they have is in the future. So it's all anxiety. So, and I decided to just put it past me, and I got into what I wanted to do, and that has been the best decision I've taken. I forgot the fears. And the same thing I need to tell you today. You need to know that these failures, these setbacks are the same key factors that build your resilience and they build your mental toughness for you to be successful in life. So these are the 4 major points, and I just want to tell you there are some other points, but if you can just look at these 4 major points and decide to act based on these major points I've shared with you, I tell you, you are just on the journey of making the best decision for you. And one thing you need to know, I'm going to be still sharing with you some other key points to help you in this journey for becoming, for having your freedom. There is nothing like having freedom to yourself. And remember, every day you stay stuck, you're the one choosing it. So because it's all about choice, it's all about what you want, it's all about what you've chosen. But the good news is that you can start choosing differently today. You can think about all you've been through, you can think about the life you want, you can think about how you want to get there, make the backup plan, and just plunge into actions. And if this hits home, please drop your comments with your number 1 takeaway, and maybe any mistake you're going to fix today based on what we've discussed. And I would like you to like this video, hit your subscribe button, and turn on your notifications, because I'm going to be dropping more, real talk on life matters. I'm going to be dropping, my resignation story, how I decided to walk away, and I'm sure you will learn, some things about it. There will be few people out there that will learn from my story, because it was something I actually struggled with, and how I was able to break forth. I'm going to be sharing with you this story, and I'm going to be sharing with you some other pointers or some other critical decisions that has to be looked into if we're planning to just be, on our own and have the freedom that we all desire. Because I know this is a pressing issue, is something that is in the mind of like so many people out there. I talk with so many people and they're just stuck. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to get out. So we're going to be talking about this in details. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching our video today. I hope to see you again in my next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.